They say there's a doll in a temple in Japan. A doll whose hair grows year after year like a child who refuses to stop aging. They cut it, it grows back. And the priests whisper the same name every time they pass her shrine. Welcome back to the Dread Diaries. Snow falls quietly on crowded streets as lanterns glow warm in the night. At a bustling exposition in Sapporo, a 17-year-old boy named Eikichi Suzuki searches for something special. He stops at a stall. There, among rows of dolls, one stands out. A traditional Ichimatsu doll, porcelain skin, glossy black bob, crimson kimono, dark glass eyes that seem to look straight through him. He buys it for his little sister Okiku, a 3-year-old girl who spends most of her days indoors, fragile and often ill. When he brings the doll home, Okiku is overjoyed. She hugs it, spins around with it, speaks to it as if it's alive. She names the doll after herself. From that night on, she sleeps with it, eats with it, takes it everywhere. Her parents sometimes joke that the doll is like her reflection, always by her side, always silent. But that happiness doesn't last. Soon after, tragedy hits. Okiku falls gravely ill. A relentless fever. Pale lips. Shallow breathing. Doctors are called. Remedies are tried. Prayers are whispered. But the illness doesn't listen. One cold day, Okiku's small hand grows still around the doll's sleeve. Her eyes close. She never wakes up. The family is shattered. Her mother's cries echo down the hall, her father bows his head in silent grief, and Eikichi blames himself, for not doing more, for not protecting her, for not being there. In their sorrow, they create a small shrine for Okiku in their home. A photo, incense, and the doll. Her doll. Days turn into weeks. The house feels emptier than ever, except for one thing. The doll. It never seems to stay exactly where they leave it. Sometimes they find it closer to the altar. Sometimes its head is turned toward the family photo of Okiku. Sometimes the mother swears the doll's eyes look wetter, as if it had been crying. Then one day the family notices something impossible. The doll's hair. When Okiku died, the doll's hair was cut in a neat, short bob, like the hairstyle Okiku herself had worn. But now it's longer. The strands brush the doll's shoulders. A month later, it reaches her chest. At first they assume they're mistaken. Memory is tricky. Grief plays games. But they begin to measure it. Weeks pass. Months. The hair keeps growing. Disturbed and unsure, the family takes the doll to Menenji Temple in Iwamizawa. They recount everything, the child's death, the shrine, the hair that won't stop growing. The priests listen carefully. They examine the doll. They feel the strands between their fingers. Human hair. Not synthetic. Not horsehair. Human. Childlike. Black as a moonless night. The priests agree to take the doll into their care. They place it in a small shrine, surrounded by incense and offerings. Over time they too notice the same phenomenon. They cut the hair, keeping it at a neat, respectful length. Grows back. Years pass. Visitors come from all over Japan, and eventually the world, to see the doll whose hair will not stop. Some say they feel a presence in the temple hall. A child, shy but curious, watching from just beyond the edge of sight. Others say they hear the soft sound of a girl's laughter near the shrine when no one else is there. Some nights, a priest passing the shrine late reportedly hears a whisper. Nizan. Big brother. In the modern age, the story spreads online. Articles, forums, videos. The haunted doll of Hokkaido. The doll whose hair grows. Tourists arrive with cameras ready, skeptical but excited. They crowd the small temple, shuffling past the shrine. The doll stares back at them with glassy eyes, crimson kimono glowing under the dim lights. Some bow politely. Some whisper prayers. Some laugh. A group of teenagers think it's all a joke. They take selfies making faces beside the shrine, pretending the doll is chasing them. One of them even taps the case lightly, saying, "If you're real, do something." Nothing happens. They laugh, leave, and post their photos online with mocking captions. The next week, one of them falls seriously ill. Another gets into an unexplained car accident. The third wakes up multiple nights in a row, gasping for breath, dreaming of a small girl sitting on his chest, staring, hair spilling over his face. Is it coincidence? The temple doesn't answer questions like that. But the priests continue trimming the doll's hair, offering prayers and reminding visitors, this is not a toy. This is a grave. Because some say Okiku's spirit never left. She is still bound to her favorite object. Still waiting for the brother who brought her that perfect doll. If you ever find yourself in Hokkaido, and you climb the temple steps, and you stand in front of that glass case, what will you see? Just a doll? Just human hair? Or the reflection of a little girl who died too soon, and never stopped growing? You've been listening to the Dread Diaries. If you want more stories like Okiku, more haunted objects, more souls trapped in porcelain and wood, follow, subscribe, and don't forget to respect the dead. They may be listening.